Hello, hello, hello. Mark, Scott,
Hey.
Steve, Fugitive Watch. How's it going, guys?
Good. I didn't get a chance to send out a link, and there's a tail on your face.
You got Momo here. Momo the cat. Thinks she's on TV. All right, hey, it's Thursday night. We decided to do a stream since we're all together, and we got some stories to talk about. I'm with Steve Verdeen, retired San Jose police officer, co-founder of Fugitive Watch. Scott Castrita, retired San Jose police sergeant, also co-founder of Fugitive Watch. I am Mark Hinch, retired California Highway Patrol at Stolen 911, and we got some stories to talk about on the Fugitive Watch live stream. Basically, we're going to go over some stuff, and we are all retired patrol officers. So a lot of our perspective on what's going on is from the patrol side of things, and which is where most of this action happens. So let's start over in, first of all, the title of this one. We've got, where are we at here? Let's see. January 6th, dude got released. Police released video of pardoned January 6th rioter shot and killed by Jasper deputy sheriff. Hey.
Like Jasper, but different.
There you go. And so this is one we read about this guy back in February, and then January actually, and then they finally released the body cam footage. So let's watch this, and I would say be warned, and we can talk while it's going on. You guys can all see there good? Let's move you over here.
I haven't seen this yet, so.
Okay, we'll move you guys over here. Okay, and we'll watch it.
I'm not hearing it.
You hearing it now?
No, we're not catching the audio. I don't know if it.
No audio?
Not on my end.
You're not hearing audio?
No.
Steve, are you hearing audio?
No, sir.
Well, that's lame.
That was lame. I was looking forward to it. Not seeing the guy get shot. I was looking forward to hearing the audio. I mean, we want to fund that. Oh, there he is again. There we go.
Okay, I heard it now.
Okay, so deputies pulled this guy over. He's just been pardoned for January 6th, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
I can let you know that I'm a January 6th defendant.
What do you mean?
I stormed the Capitol and went on my pardon.
Really?
Yeah, and I can't really afford getting in any trouble right now.
Okay, I understand.
Stop that right there, Mark. Stop that.
Okay, so why are you doing that then?
Okay,
So
let me.
what's going on here?
We're watching this, and the first thing he feels it's necessary to tell the police officer that he's a January 6th pardoned person. So is he telling us that he's above the law? So like, why are you stopping me? This is, don't you know who I am attitude? Is that what I got out of that? That's what it sounded like, right? You know?
I don't know why he's telling them that. I guess as he's telling it because it's a condition of the pardon, a parole, a probation, right? I mean, that's why would you tell somebody that? Unless it was a condition of your situation. Like if you're a police officer and you get pulled over, you're going to tell the cop, hey, listen, I'm a police officer and I have a gun, right? That's the only reason you're going to say that. So what is his point? You're right. What is his point of actually telling him that?
Yeah. Does he think he has immunity now for everything? I mean, is that the message that was sent to him? I don't know. Go ahead. That was the first thing I spotted on that is if I pulled you over and the first thing he said to me was that, I don't know about you, but I mean, that's nice.
I think he's trying to say I'm one of you guys.
You know how to use a flag as a weapon? That's what I would ask him. Okay, let's go.
Well, I've been waiting for my hardship license. I just went back from Idaho.
Okay.
And I had to move back here because my federal case.
Okay.
So I'm just in the middle of everything right now.
So with your federal case, why would you have to move back to Indiana?
Well, I had pending traffic violations, and I had to live in Indiana in order to qualify for the hardship license. They didn't tell me that until I got my federal case, so I moved back to get my license.
Okay, all right. Well, let me see your license here. How many times have you been caught driving without a license?
In my life?
Just recently. Like, have you been caught with the suspended driver's license before?
Life?
Yeah, but it hasn't been.
Winner.
Okay. All right, Matt. Hang tight for me, okay? I'll get back with you, all right? Actually, you know what? You have the registration for your vehicle?
On this, I think it's A at the time.
Okay, okay. Is that a corgi back there? Okay,
Rescue dog.
okay. All right. All right, Matt. Hang tight for me, okay, buddy?
Hang tight, Matt.
Wow.
I think you can
Look, I'm going to tell you something right now. As a highway patrol officer, none of us would have turned our back on somebody like that. I don't care who it is. Okay, first of all, highway patrol officers, we would have come from the right side, which the stats will show you that a right side approach is way safer than a left side approach. I don't care about who can get in a shooting position or not. People get killed by getting hit by cars, not by getting shot. So that's the first thing. And then also, I would have just been at least sideways so I can keep an eye on him as I'm, if not turning my back. I would even turn my back on traffic at this point and walk backwards watching this guy.
That was my first thought when I saw him turn around and walk away.
Yeah,
yeah.
So,
why did he just turn? And the guy just told you that he's a violent person. He just told you
depending on, I guess, who you are, you're going to believe that. Yeah. So, but I mean, I'm not going to turn my back on traffic, but my point is, because I don't want to freak people out, but I'm definitely going to go sideways so I can look both ways. Now the camera can only see one direction, but it sure looks to me like the officer was facing backwards. And I'm, am I quarterbacking? Yes. I'm just telling you how we were trained to do that, not to turn opposite like that. We're at least going to stay sideways, looking side to side.
And I think Indiana, where this is occurring, is one of those any fool can carry a gun states.
Yeah.
Which makes it even more dangerous.
Mail through India. ID card number 0650 346028. Repeating 0650 34 60 28.
You can just fast forward this to because this is just a bunch of admin stuff he's doing here, and you can get to the
from inside his car.
From inside his car, yeah, which we discussed. We discussed on a previous episode that is extremely dangerous,
especially when you're by yourself. Because if he gets out or jumps out, you have to. That's extra steps you got to take.
Yeah.
So the way that we would have dealt with that, if you're out there by yourself and you're running a computer system like that, we would have been further back. That car would have been further back. You're going to keep him in the car. You're watching your mirror. You're watching the suspect. And you're obviously watching traffic, and you're going to have the car even further back with the door open, ready to jump out if you need to. So that's just one way. And Momo's saying hi. So that's one way of doing this. But again, everyone's got their different way. And
then when they first put the computers in our cars in San Jose, we were trained that, hey, it's just a convenience. Use the radio. You don't have to sit in the car and use the computer because it's there. If it's going to compromise your safety, use your radio. You don't need to use the computer.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm a little distracted. All right, let's watch this.
Hey, Matt, you want to go ahead and shut your vehicle off and step back here with me real quick? Go ahead and shut it off for me, please.
Under arrest or anything?
We'll come back here and I'll explain everything to you, okay?
So we missed that part, Steve. What happened on the radio call?
Well, I think what they say, they're telling the officer that he's something to do with like a felony, habitual traffic offender, and which apparently elevates the violation that he's to a felony.
Wow. I mean, he thinks he's above the law.
I'm sorry, why did he roll up his windows?
Yeah, he did. What's taking him so long to get out of the car? That's what I want to know.
All right, so a long distance, I'll explain it to you.
Look at his hands.
So you're getting off of the verbal warning for the speed.
Is that a phone in his hand?
Look at his hands.
Traffic violator.
What's going on with his left
You
left hand?
Have a felony status for driving while suspended. So today you are going to come with me.
Look, I can't.
You're going to have to, okay? You're going to come with me today, all right?
No, I can't go to jail for this, sir.
You're going to have to come.
Can I get a ride?
No.
Are you sure?
I'll
violate my.
Just listen to me, okay? Number one, it's a felony offense. There's no leeway with felonies in the state of Indiana. Now, maybe if it was a misdemeanor offense, I could work something out with you, but it's not a misdemeanor. It's a felony offense. Okay? So that's why.
I mean, God bless these guys, right? Out there by themselves. I know what it's like being out there on the road like this when you meet someone like this and you try to get someone to come help you before you're going to pull someone out of the car like this on a felony offense. Our protocol is to have a second. I have no idea how far out alone this Indiana troopers out there, or
I'm sure somebody's driving his direction. I'm sure they
Right.
hear all the radio chatter, so they know.
Right.
Okay,
I mean,
let's start heading there.
We're calling anybody. This guy's a sheriff, so maybe he's called the troopers. Maybe he's called the park rangers nearby. Somebody's going to come. Hey, there's a deputy out with a felony suspect.
Park
who can
rangers have been
assist,
laid
right?
off. Park rangers are all laid off. They're not there.
Oh, well, okay.
Okay, go on.
All right.
Why I can't work with you today with it. Okay? I understand your circumstances, but you understand that you can't drive. Okay? So your driving has resulted into this situation.
At least we can see his hands now.
Now,
Yeah.
what we do, all right?
I can feel myself tensing up because I already know what's going to happen here.
What you do?
Oh, here we go.
Wow, he's going for it.
Oh, the poor dog.
Thanks
So
for watching. Like and
So this is some sort of suicide thing, Steve? Is that what's going on here?
No, he was going for his gun and saying he was going to shoot himself and
Right. That's what I meant. He's some sort of suicide thing.
Well, that's what he said. Who knows if that's what he really had in mind? That's what he said. But the officer didn't want to take a chance and shot him.
Maybe the guilt of knowing that he got out early on the other thing just was a lot
Eating
going
too
on.
much
in
for
his
him to
head.
handle.
Eating away at him, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was really weighing on him. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm glad the officer's okay. It's,
Yeah.
Wow.
brutal.
And there you go. There's somebody who thinks
The,
he doesn't think the rules and laws
uncensored
apply. to him.
video for the viewers who want to watch the uncensored video, it is embedded in the at www.fugitive.com, and you go to that story, you can watch the uncensored video.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Should we not show that part? Should we not go to the website and show that? to
Steve, what's
people,
going
or-
on with Scott, what's happening here on your Instagram, Future Watch Instagram? This is what are we looking at here? This is a guy with a machete?
Yeah, apparently. So in Florida, it's at the police station here, and or was this one in Florida, or was this one out in LA? Or
Lakewood
Paramount?
Station, Paramount Sheriff.
Yeah. So the officer comes out, hears some banging and clanging, and doesn't know what's going on. And he looks around and he sees this guy wailing. It looks like on one of the police cars with a machete.
Okay, let's watch.
Banging on the car right there. So he gets out, and this is going to switch to his body cam here in a second.
Is there audio here?
Yeah, there is right here.
get on the ground now. Get on the ground. 10-3 and fast. Get on the ground now. Get on the ground. 998 Paramount Boulevard. I mean, it's good airship. Put your hands to your side now.
I
Put
don't
your
think
hands
he
up to your
can
side.
do that.
156.
There we go.
Look at that, huh?
This is Florida or
Paramount,
oh,
LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking of that other story.
And it's right in the police station, right there in the police department, huh?
Yeah, this officer was getting ready, obviously, to go out on patrol or something. And he hears all this noise going on.
Now. Get on the
And
ground.
he sees this guy with the
Get on the ground
machete,
now. Get on the ground.
and he just starts coming at the
198.
officer.
Paramount Boulevard.
And,
Leeds,
I mean, you look at
We
that and
watched
you can't think that there's any possible way he could have won that. So to me, again, it's just it's just a
he put the
example
officer in
of, you know, I'm
impossible
going to
situation.
die here today, and I'm going to let this cop's going to do it for me.
Yeah, I mean, how many videos have we shown in the last couple of days that have been knife versus gun? And people are always, well, how come they didn't pull out less lethal? Why did he go straight to gun? Well, you got a guy coming at you with the machete. I'm not pulling out a feather duster and trying to dust the guy backwards or throw out some kind of, pixie dust. It's not going to work. You do what you have to do to make sure you go home at night to your family and your friends. And that's what that officer did. I mean, he was put in an impossible situation as far as the video goes, as far as what we can see.
Okay, this next one is puppy. This guy goes in and steals a bunch of puppies. Watch this.
Yeah. I'll tell you the backstory on it here. It's from Colorado. Look at him trip and drop the puppy.
Hey,
Watch it again here.
Hey, no, stop.
Oh my God. So what did he get away with?
So a couple English bulldogs. What you don't see is up in the upper left where the lady, the employee in the white shirt is. There's a team. One person goes in. If you watch the whole video, but I cut it down to make it quick. It goes in and fakes. There's a person on the floor. They fake a seizure. So all the employees go over there. He goes over and acts like he is.
So the lady in the blue there.
Yeah, fakes a seizure.
Right here.
And yes. And she lays on the ground doing the shaky thing. And I cut it to the point where it's at that point, everybody's,
Wow.
And
Now, have they caught any of these people yet?
I don't know if the lady in the blue was the one that was faking the seizure or if the person faking the seizure is still on the ground.
Well, she runs out.
Yeah. But the whole thing was the seizure faker lays on the ground. Everybody surrounds. He actually walks up and acts like he's interested. When he thinks that they're not paying attention, he goes back. And there's other video where you can, if you look it up, I found other video where you actually see the guy opening the case and pulling the dogs out.
That's crazy.
And then he runs right past. And the real sad thing, and I left that part out too, is those little kids are just scared. They are crying.
They don't know. They have no idea why these crazy adults are fighting and yelling and the dogs are running around and stuff like that. The poor kids is traumatized.
So apparently this is a thing. And it's happened quite a bit, and it's happened in this store before. Not that people have come in and stole dogs before, but it seems to be a thing at a lot of these pet stores now, where people are going in and stealing. And you've done a couple cases yourself as a private investigator, looking, people have had their dogs stolen and stuff. So it is a big deal, and
these dogs are anywhere from $1,000, $1,500 to $5,000 depending on where in the market and the type of dog,
Pit bulls, or what kind of dogs are these? These are pit bulls.
These are English
bulldogs.
Bulldogs, bull terrier. Yeah, they're small dogs. I guess they're all the rage right now. But and that's what I think. Isn't that the same dog that was stolen? What's that?
Where did this happen at?
Colorado. That was in Colorado.
Denver?
I'm not. Yeah. Isn't that the same type of dog that was stolen? So
you got French bulldogs, and you got these English bulldogs, and then you got the miniature. There's all these different little sub-breeds that are going on that are kind of popular right now.
Where the dog walker was shot and
those are the French bulldogs. Yeah,
a singer or something.
Lady Gaga's dogs.
Oh wow.
And then Janice is on. Janice on here. Sadly, it's probably not a serious offense. I think it is. I think. Is it robbery? Are we talking robbery here? What are we talking about?
Straight up robbery.
Is it robbery because force is being used, right?
Yeah, of course.
So Janice, in California, that would be a felony. That would definitely be a felony. Yeah.
And those dogs are probably they could be worth anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 each.
Right.
And whenever you're in, I know in California, I'm sure in most states, If you take something by force or fear and you go into a business, that is a robbery. And
Right.
and you can throw in with the other person, they conspired to commit the crime with the fake seizure. So they committed a conspiracy, which is another felony. I mean, they
Right.
could stack a lot of felonies on these people. And the thing is, it's like all the retail theft and stuff that's going on out there. If these guys are caught, they need to face serious consequences.
Right.
Because if they don't, then people just think, oh, it's okay to do. I can just do it again. Or somebody else sees it and they're going to just do it again.
Yeah. Hopefully,
you're going to put a stop to it.
hopefully, Janice, they identify these people and be interesting to see who, because you got a conspiracy. You got two of them there. You got one setting up the faking of the fainting, and while the guy's trying to steal the dog. So hopefully, I think with the dog community, I remember that guy who threw the bulldog, grabbed the, God, 20 years ago, the guy had enough road rage in San Jose, and he grabbed the dog. He was fighting with the lady, and he grabbed her dog, and he threw it on the street, and the dog was killed in San Jose.
Yeah.
And I remember going to visit. I was filing another case, and the DA who was filing that case in San Jose was also doing that trial on that guy. And there was a murder down the hall that was being tried. Of someone got murdered. That DA doing the murder was just doing his job. Nobody was reaching out to him. The guy who was handling the guy who killed the dog had all these cards and flowers sent to his office. Oh, you get that guy killed the dog. You get that guy killed the dog. But nobody was sending cards to the DA doing the murder down the hallway there, and that was just kind of weird, But my point is,
victimize puppy dogs and kids.
My point is,
nerve.
I have a feeling those people are going to get identified. Haven't been identified yet.
Oh, I remember when we featured a story on Fugitive Watch where some guy had gone to the classic car wash, and they had a pond as part of the motif of the car wash, and it was a bunch of ducks.
Yes, we know it well. It was in the Fugitive newspaper all the time.
And they killed the ducks, and it was on the surveillance video. And oh my God, they raised like $25,000, $50,000 a reward money to get those people identified.
I would go to that car wash and get my free edition of Fugitive Watch in the stand there and watch it.
Bring back the newspaper.
Bring out the newspaper. All right, let's go. Check this out over here. This one is sad. Scott, this is this lady. Set this up for us here, because this one's really sad.
So what you have is somebody calls 911 and says somebody's trying to reach in their car, take their keys. Basically, they feel like somebody's trying to carjack them, and they call 911. They call the police, and the police come out. And
it's a woman. It's described as a woman trying to grab the keys, right?
Yeah, but when
the cop rolls up and thinks that this woman is the victim, but it turns out to be the suspect. Correct.
Correct.
Okay, let's watch what happens.
Elderly woman's car keys in a parking lot. When deputies arrived, she pretended to be the one who called 911 and walked up to one of the cruisers. The unsuspecting officer casually stepped out of his car to talk to her, and that's when she made her move.
She actually steals his patrol car.
Yep, jumps in the car.
You get so fast, she just got in my car and took off.
Some people might think it's funny, but it's not.
Well, and luckily his backup was just rolling up when it happened, so they were right behind her when this happened. But yeah, that officer just got to be feeling, you think you're helping somebody, and this person's actually stealing the car. Let's
follow the pursuit. She gets this patrol car up to 127 miles an hour.
Were you the one who called us?
Yes. I'm still really shaking.
Yeah, so is he.
And got the keys from my vehicle.
So he actually did find the one that called.
Yes.
And she said she was trying to steal the keys. So now she's in the patrol car here, and it gets up to 140 miles per hour at one point, Scott, right?
127.
127.
This is the dash cam of the stolen car while she's driving.
Okay.
She's trying to contact dispatch, but you can't see. Nobody's talking to her. So
okay, let's watch.
When I'm behind her, she is going, "You need all cases. I need help."
From this point on, Boone repeatedly tried to reach law enforcement dispatchers using the radio in the cruiser, but never got through.
Hello? All right. No, before you switch, something wrong.
Deputies deployed stop sticks ahead of the woman, but when she saw the police car with flashing lights, she turned around. That turn of events set things up for the worst possible outcome.
And she's turning around. She's conducting a turn. She is.
She flips around.
Yeah.
And she's off again.
That speed is crazy. Look at that speed. Look at her. She's gonna... No, I can already tell what's going to happen here.
Signal 4. Signal 4.
Yeah, not
Stay away
good.
from the car. Stay away from the car. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up.
At that speed, she probably wasn't wearing a seatbelt, but I'm not worried about her. I'm worried about the people in the other car.
She was going about 111 miles an hour when she hit that truck.
Oh my
head-on.
God.
So she was killed, correct?
Yes.
Now, what about the people in the other car?
Unfortunately, I believe there were 3 people. 2 of them didn't make it.
Oh my God. So 2 of the other 3, you imagine being with your family, just driving along, minding your own business. You got your, whatever, you got your kid in the car with you, your wife or whatever like that. And then you see this police car come the other direction, but it's not, it's not even a real cop. It's just some batshit crazy lady who just stole a police car. And I'm sorry. That's what it is. And
It's terrible. I mean, to see that, to only imagine, especially we've all lost friends in accidents
and we've all seen police cars stolen before, but now we're not going to get into it. But now there are ways where this doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, well,
I did not know they didn't have them when I was working. They have safeguards now for that.
Yeah, so I made some calls today because I was just kind of curious about like what are they doing now? Because I know back in the day, with my patrol car, and I know you guys did the same thing. I always got an extra key, and whenever I left my car unattended, but you got your lights going and everything, your radio's going, your air conditioning's on. You got to leave the car running, or the battery's going to be dead in 10 minutes. So you'd lock the car, but you have your extra key. But in a situation like this, the guy wouldn't have locked his car. He got out thinking he thinks he's making contact with a victim. So my question when I called to make some phone calls today, I was curious. I said, what are they doing to prevent these things? I go, because nowadays most cars have key fobs, right? How far could she have driven away if there was a key fob? Well, I was told that some of the new police cars do have key fobs, and they are set up with kill switches in the car, so that somebody can't do that. They have a lot of police departments have done something to prevent this, but there are still older police cars that are still using hard keys. But they do, like they told me this. I only talked to one police department about it, and they said that they do have kill switches in the vehicle, and so that to help prevent this. But I mean, I don't know. I would think that every police department, if they get a chance to see this, they need to do something to make sure to prevent that kind of stuff from happening.
I remember an officer from whatever agency arrested someone, put her in the backseat of his patrol car, and then she was able to slip the cuffs, and it was a hot day, and she was able to get to out the car or to the front. I don't think it was a cage, or maybe there was a cage. But anyway, I think the door, I don't know what it was up, but she was able to get out of the car and move to the front seat and drive off in his patrol car. He was very embarrassed. And we actually caught her. There was another agency, the Highway Patrol. We came out and caught her. But it's happened to Highway Patrol officers before too. It's happened to San Jose police officers. It's happened to deputies before. It happens to everybody. Has had their, every agency had their car stolen at one point generally. But now there's better procedures, electronic ways and stuff that make this procedures that you go through so it doesn't happen. But generally, like you said, you would have 2 keys, one on your belt, one in the car. You leave your car running, you just lock it up as you're dealing with people. Then you have your other key to get in the car. Nowadays, things are a little more electronic.
Too, I mean, if it was a key fob, and that's what I asked today when I was talking to some of the officers, they said, no, our newer cars, you have a key fob, just like you do on the newer cars. It's in your pocket. You don't have a physical key that you put in the ignition. So
but there's other ways going on that they can stop the car. So
yeah,
that's all. We'll get into it. Yeah.
yeah.
When
But
I worked for the sheriff's office, Mark, we didn't have cages in our patrol cars, and we'd have to hand seatbelt our prisoners in the front seat next to us. And more than once, police cars were stolen by the
Hey,
prisoners.
as a highway patrol officer, there was cars. Not all of them had cages. I always try to get a car with a cage, but you had to. I mean, the way it would work is that we would cuff the person next to us in the patrol car. Now we had restraining straps. We would bring straps up that are bolted to the floor that you clip on the cuffs and you pull it tight so when their arms are behind them, they can't move. They can't do anything, right? So you got this hook on there. All the patrol cars that have that.
We didn't have that.
I got someone with very small feet driving by with a loud car.
We just had the seatbelt.
Yeah, and I always try to get a car with a cage. So all my assigned cars usually had cages on them. But yeah, when you're by yourself, you had to, and you don't have a cage, you don't want to put that person behind you. You want to at least put them next to you and, cuffed and with the proper restraints and stuff like that.
Yeah, one night a couple of our detectives were out doing follow up on a homicide or something, and they arrested somebody, and they had a detective car. It's not marked. There's no cage in it, and they put the prisoner in the back seat of the detective car, and then they left them alone and went in the house to go do some more follow up. And the suspect jumped in the front seat, took off with their car.
Oh man, good. Well, all right, let's go to Houston here. Houston police released video of Officer Avila fatally shooting suspect caught on camera. Okay, I haven't seen this. I don't know what's going on here. So let's go here and we'll watch this here.
Which Steve posted this.
Let me know if y'all see him. Supposed to be on Bridge Sharp on towards Homestead.
Right there. Reverse. Put up the address.
He's on a car stop or he's out with somebody?
No, he's out on a call.
He's on a call. Okay. So he's arrived on scene. He's got out. Two officers.
Get on your knees. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
No, it's cool. It's some trouble that way, sir.
Get on the ground.
Get on the trouble that way, sir.
Get on the ground.
No.
Get on the fucking ground, man.
I'm cool, sir. Get on the ground. I'm cool, sir. Get on the fucking ground.
I'm not cool. He's running.
He's running. Down for a shot.
So when someone's not complying, when they're just they're distracting you, something's up. You start seeing them shuffle their feet. There's all these little indicators and this guy's just like, no. And he keeps walking. Normal people don't do that. We all know that those are signs that, this isn't going to go clean.
Red flag.
Well, what's the original call, Steve?
I think it was a suspicious person or a disturbance call.
All right. At that point, I would have went back for my patrol car. Those other two guys are way faster than me.
That's what Steve did when I was chasing a guy one time. Steve ran back. I got the police car.
Yeah.
and both that guy went to jail tired, and I went to jail with him tired.
Seriously, I don't even see them. Where are they?
I don't know. I'm getting dizzy.
And the general public doesn't realize that you're carrying a lot of weight in that equipment.
Oh, here he is.
Okay, so now he caught the guy.
Man, he's just really, they're going at it, man.
Come on. Oh my God. Hey, stop.
Yeah, the advertiser for Calvin Klein.
Move. Move it to go. Put your shit. Oh my God. Put your shit. You go.
You see the hole he put in his back?
Yeah. Careful, don't move.
Yeah.
Don't move, man.
Did he shoot him?
Yeah, he shot him in the back. And then he shot him in the head.
You have control of your gun? You have control of your gun?
He's down.
The guy still has a grip of the officer's gun, even though he's dead.
Man, how you doing?
You won't let the gun go?
Careful. Does he have your gun still? Okay.
Wow. Look at the blood. Look at that.
careful. If his hand is on your trigger, be careful.
The guy won't let go of the gun, huh?
He's dead on top of the officer. He still has a grip on the officer's gun.
Careful, careful, careful. If his hand is on his gun, be careful.
This guy is determined.
So he had his hand on his gun, and the officer shot him.
The backup officer shot him. He had his hand on that officer there. He had his hand on his gun. He had a grip of it. He discharged it actually.
In the holster.
In the holster.
Watch out! Move! Move, Verdugo! Put your shit! Yeah, my God! Put your shit! You got.
So he shot him twice.
He shot him twice, once in the back and then once in the head.
Don't move.
See, that, it's good for people to see this because people always wonder why, when you shoot somebody, they always go, why did they have to shoot him so many times? When people are pumped up like that, when people want to fight you, I mean, we've all seen it. I mean, it's not like the movies. You don't shoot the person, they fly back 50 feet and hit the ground. Sometimes you probably have questioned yourself, and Steve, you've been in shootings. And you've seen it. You question yourself whether you actually even shot the guy because they're still fighting you.
Right. So it's a burglary. It's a burglary of a motor vehicle call. Suspect was reported to be armed with a sharp object. Officers arrived in the area, located the suspect, and attempted to make contact with him. The suspect fled on foot and attempted to evade officers. Officers pursued the suspect on foot, and after a short pursuit, tried to detain him. The suspect refused to comply, and officers actively resisted. During the struggle, the suspect got on top of one of the officers, which we all saw. And as the officers fell to the ground, the suspect then grabbed the officer's duty weapon. As he attempted to remove the holster, he fired a shot while the gun was still holstered. So that first shot you hear is not the officer that shot him. It's the officers on the ground who the suspect has got a hold of his gun.
Got a hold of his gun.
And then the second officer, Officer Avila, heard the gunshot and feared for the officer's safety, discharged his duty weapon at least twice, and the suspect was struck. There's so much going on there because you get the other officer underneath the suspect, and so I'm thinking, but you got to be worried about maybe that round going all the way through and hitting the officer too, right? I mean, God, there's so much going on there. That is just horrible.
The officer's trying to get a clean shot so he could hit the suspect without endangering his partner.
Yeah.
So would they end up having to shoot the guy in the head?
Yeah, the second shot he put it right through his head and killed him.
So now and I'm sure all the Monday morning quarterback people who've never been in that situation and in a fight for their life where somebody, he wasn't armed,
And YouTube's not going to monetize you because of this.
And you see that even though he was dead, he still had
the death grip, right?
On the officer's gun.
Yeah, they were all worried that the finger still being on the trigger and everything. You hear that in the audio. And that officer, he was distressed. That younger officer on the ground, he was bloody. He was like, the guy's a third bigger than him, and they're trying to do everything they can just to restrain this guy after this long foot chase. It's not an easy job. It's not. And people, these kids are making, instant decisions, and, it's not an easy job.
You're in a life and death struggle with somebody, and you're tired. You just ran after this guy, and now you have whatever.
He's pumped up on the Fetty, so
left. You're just trying to keep this guy from killing you now.
Right. All right. Okay, so I missed one here. This is a couple Camaros that were stolen in Houston, Steve.
Yeah,
this is more of a stolen 911 case, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be.
All right. Let's take a look at this.
I have a couple of questions I want to ask you about this.
Let's watch it because I haven't seen it.
Watch it.
All right.
2 Chevy Camaro car break-ins, both happening in Missouri City within days of each other. One incident caught on camera, and the other leading Houston police officers on a chase near downtown.
They 100% knew that they were coming to steal my car that night.
Caught on camera, a team of car thieves stealing an $80,000 Chevy Camaro in Missouri City.
for them to be able to dismantle my entire alarm system, dismantle my entire GPS system without even stepping foot into my car, it's insane to me.
The video shows a getaway driver in a silver sedan dropping off the car thief. The vehicle's owner, who chose to remain anonymous for his safety, says the thief used a small device to break into the window.
If he was able to just pop through my glass easier and my tent didn't get in the way of him getting into my car, he would have stolen my car in 30 seconds.
So yeah, so he used a little punch tool, right, to punch the glass. The tint kind of acts as a glue and actually makes the window, instead of the glass all falling, it keeps it more like a sheet of glass. Now you got to pull out of the way. But honestly, the punching the glass doesn't set off the alarm. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
You got to pop the door to get the alarm to set off on those things.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
He was only there for 3 minutes because he could not get in through that tent.
After a few strikes, the window gives in. The car thief diving headfirst into the vehicle. Then
all of that is not setting off the alarm because the alarm is meant to when the door is opened.
Well, because the way the alarms are activated, and they do make alarms that will go off, but most of these alarms that these manufacturers put in, what sets them off is when you open the door, the dome light drops the battery power, and that's what indicates and sets off the alarm.
Right. I would never, if I have a car like that, with a Camaro or Hellcat, Dodge, or whatever, one of these high-end cars, I would never rely on the stock alarm system. You have to go aftermarket for at least for the activation set of it. The stuff they put in the cars, GM, Dodge, garbage.
Really?
I'm sorry. The thieves are smarter than the alarm systems, and a lot of the thieves used to work for some of the manufacturers as service people that used to work on these cars, and now they're thieves, or they've been taught by people, I know how, if you do this, and they all learn how to do it on the internet now anyways.
We lost them as potential advertisers, I guess.
Well, whatever. I mean, I've used to argue with the GM security people about this before, so it's like, you can't, you got to go out of market outside the manufacturer if you want to protect your vehicle. That's just a fact, because these guys know what they're doing. They know how to hack these vehicles. They know all the little flaws.
Yeah, apparently so. I
He walked straight up to my car. He looked in my car, knew that no one was in there. Pressed the button one time. He pressed the little car thing one time, broke the windshield, hopped in, and took off.
So he's going to use an Autel device or some sort of a key tablet device, plug in the OBD reader, and he's going to do this key hacking thing they do now, where they have all the key codes, and once they can plug into the vehicle, it could be a Android phone that's got the software on it. It could be a device you bought. It's got all the codes in there. Once you can plug it in, and now they've gotten so good at this, they can do it after plugging in within a minute or two. It used to take them 15 minutes to do it. Now they can do it within a minute or two. But again, this car's older. If it's a brand new 2025 Camaro, maybe the system's gotten better, because but if it's a Camaro that's 3 or 4 years old, it still can be stolen the way that these guys have been doing it for years.
Now, what about he says they disabled his GPS also.
Yeah. So again, if it's a standard GPS in a Chevy, any sort of GM vehicle, the GPS cables are OnStar, whatever it might be. It's in the same spot in every car. So all you do is you reach into that spot and you disconnect that device, right? It's going to be a plug in the back. It could be behind, this device. It could be behind this part of the car, behind this part of the car. Again, if you're going to put a tracking system in, you need to do it outside of the manufacturer. And then that's not even foolproof anymore. There's ways of jamming that and stuff like that too.
What about, Mark, the putting an AirTag in your car?
Yeah, well, again, AirTags can be found, but yeah, I would definitely put an AirTag in it, but it could be found. I'd put multiple ones in.
I don't know what's a bigger crime.
Another Camaro was stolen.
Paying $80,000 for a Camaro, or
that ended with a crash into a downtown median. Expensive car owners now warning of the thefts happening in the area.
I would say the one thing that I should have done was get a lock for my brake. If you have a lock on that brake, then honestly, you can't drop it.
Police say the investigation into both car break-ins is ongoing. Reporting from Missouri City, Jade Fleury, Fox.
So yeah,
Mark, what is that he says? What is a brake for a lock?
So he's talking about a brake lock, like a club for the steering wheel, but this one's actually going to come down from the steering wheel down to the brake, and it's going to prevent you from actually being able to manipulate the vehicle. You're gonna have, that's another thing you're gonna have to cut.
Yeah, it's not.
If you want to get around it, you can get around it just like you can get around a club or a steering wheel lock. But it's one more thing you have to defeat.
Okay.
So what I would take away from this is you're saying like put a air tag in there. Yeah, put several air tags in there. Put air tags, put a Samsung tags in there. Use different phone systems. You say $80,000 car. There's no reason not to go spend $100 on Bluetooth trackers, multiple different devices. AirTag, Apple, right, and then Samsung, maybe an Android phone, right? So there's two right there. That's $50.
Kill switch,
and then kill switch. You have kill switches. The Revelco ones are really nice. They're high end. They're like $500-$600. They're gonna be. You're not gonna be able to steal that car with like a Revelco type system in it. At least not within 2 hours. And then also an alarm system that's going to let you know when that window breaks and sets off your phone, right? It's going to let me know someone just broke the window of my car, and you can go out there and call the cops, handle it however you want to handle it. You know, I mean, we saw videos of people in Arizona where they're covering the door with an AK with a rifle, waiting for the guy to come outside, right? So you don't know what you're walking into. Yeah. But there's ways to protect your cars like this. But it takes videos like this and a lot of people getting their car stolen to learn this lesson. It's going on for 20, 30, 40 years now.
Years ago, there used to be a system out. I used to sell them called Black Bart alarms, and they were excellent.
And page alert.
They were cheap, and it was a pager. It would go off.
Yeah, but again, I mean, there's stuff like that now for your phone. It's just that people don't use it, you know, right? Yeah. You don't use it until you become a victim, or maybe your neighbor or something.
You just want to harden your target, huh?
Trunk monkey.
Trunk monkey.
Remember Trunk monkey?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Trunk monkey. You know?
But a trunk monkey.
Yeah, there's that's happening a lot these days. All right, we got one more here. Let's see what we got here. Draymond Francis, I think, is where we're at here. Steve, tell us about Draymond Francis.
Mark, this is a very, very sad and infuriating story here. Draymond was arrested for allegedly beating a pizza store employee because he did not he said that they got his order wrong. So he beat him with a pistol whipped him. And then he fled the scene, and the sheriff's office was looking for him. They had a description of his vehicle, and they spotted a deputy spotted the vehicle.
All right, let's watch what happens, and you can tell us the rest.
All right.
They are dumbfounded as to why a man charged with capital murder in connection with the death of a Harris County deputy was allowed to post bond.
Draymond Francis was one of two people charged in the murder of Deputy Fernando Esqueda last year.
Oh, I'm sorry. So they chase him down, he kills the deputy, and then he gets released? Is that what we're looking at here?
He ambushed the deputy. The vehicle was unoccupied, and the deputy was examining the vehicle, and he snuck up on him and allegedly and ambushed and murdered the deputy. And he was arrested, and his accomplice was arrested, and then Judge Hillary Unger decided that she was going to release him on bail.
Let's watch. Unbelievable. Let's watch this thing.
Okay.
Maria Aguilera is getting heated reaction tonight to Francis being back out on the streets. Maria.
Yeah, tonight, one of the two suspects accused in the death of a Harris County deputy
Now, I just want to say something real quick. This is not California. This is frigging Texas. So all the people whining about California, pound friggin' sand. I was down there with the cops in Texas a few months ago. They have the same issues that all the other states have. It's not a California thing, first of all.
Exactly.
year is back on the streets of Houston after being released on bond. Now the decision has sparked strong reaction from law enforcement officials and crime victim advocates who argue the judge made the wrong call.
Freaking judges.
A rare situation.
It's a slap in the face to all law enforcement officers. It's a definite slap in the face to the public.
Draymond Francis is out on bond months after a judge set a combined $1 million bail in his case. He's charged with capital murder and tampering with evidence in connection to the death of Harris County Sheriff's Deputy Fernando Esqueda in July 2024.
What's your reaction to the suspect being released on bond?
I was angry. I was ticked off.
Andy Kahn is a victim advocate with Crime Stoppers of Houston. He tells me he's baffled.
I've never, ever in my career ever seen a defendant charged with capital murder of a police officer get out on bond.
Deputy Esqueda was shot and killed in an ambush while looking for a suspect.
It's a new world.
Pistol whipped a Little Caesars employee over a wrong pizza order. That suspect is Francis' co-defendant, Ronald Palmer, who remains in jail on no bond. Both Palmer and Francis are charged with capital murder for the death of Deputy Esqueda. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez shared his thoughts on a Facebook post saying, "This is an absolutely terrible message, and the family of Deputy Esqueda should 100% be upset." Adding a letter he recently sent in support of legislation, saying the decision of whether a person belongs in jail should be based on public safety, not the amount of money a person can pay, and that people charged with killing police officers belong in that category. The Harris County Deputies Organization also sharing their reaction, saying on Facebook they are outraged and appalled that Francis was given a bond.
What message does this send to the community?
It's horrifying to me. I mean, the fact that you can, be charged with capital murder of a police officer and actually post a bond and get back out.
Palmer is set to appear in court tomorrow morning, while Francis, who is currently out on bond, is scheduled to return in March. Live in Houston, Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
One of the things I caught on there was how the police officers are outraged that somebody could get out of jail based on the fact that they have a lot of money. I'm just, wow. It's amazing that there you go right there. Money and power. But anyway,
and this guy is facing the death penalty, and in Texas they execute people. He's facing a death penalty, and she finds that he's fit to be released out to the public.
Did
and that he will make all of his court appearances.
The guy who's in custody, is he determined to be the shooter, or what's going on? Why is one in custody and one not?
They really didn't elaborate on that. I don't know. The other guy does not have a bond set at there's no bond at all.
It was just some money. It was okay. So
and this
I'm just going to play this out. I'm just going to play this out because I don't know why one person have the bond and the other.
I know what you're thinking.
Maybe the investigation so far showed that maybe it was the other guy who actually did the murder. You see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out why.
Yeah, but they would have worked that out after the trial. They don't go around letting people out that are being charged with capital murder, and it doesn't matter. He was involved in that. He should be in jail. They can work all that stuff out later, whether or not they want to lighten up his sentence or let him have extra pizza on pizza day in prison. But to let the guy out, they're absolutely what they said. They're sending out the wrong message. And just because the guy can come up with the money to pay his bond because he has money, he gets away. He can go ahead and commit the crime and walk away from it. And we're seeing way too much of that. And we're seeing way too much of these judges who make these bad decisions. As far as I'm concerned, I think if a judge makes a decision like that and that guy goes out and victimizes somebody else, then she should be held accountable.
And that's no small amount of money either. It's $1 million bond. Where the hell is this guy coming up with $1 million?
Right.
No. Because here's the thing: if you as a police officer don't decided, you know what, I know you committed a crime, man, that was a bad deal. I'm going to write up the report. We'll deal with it later. And he goes out and commits a crime. As a police officer, you're going to be held to answer. You can't do that. Why the hell does a judge get to turn around and just let somebody out of jail that has committed even been involved in such a crime? Why does this judge get a pass on that? You know what? And I mean, we keep seeing this. We keep seeing this over and over and over. And like you said, Mark, this isn't just a California thing. It's not just a Texas thing. This is happening all over the country.
Yeah,
it's happening. Right. And maybe these judges need to be thrown out. And if they're elected, then they definitely shouldn't be reelected. But,
right. Well, the people need to keep this in the forefront when the elections come around. All right, let's wrap this up here. What I will say is, so my name is Mark Hinch. I am a private investigator at the website Stolen 911. And if you need something about theft or something like that, you can go and contact me there. And then obviously Scott and Steve run Fugitive Watch. We run that since 1992. Steve, everyone is guilty, correct?
No, sir. We want to remind everybody that any of the fugitives that we featured on any of our platforms are to be considered innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law. If you recognize any of the fugitives that are wanted by law enforcement, do not make any attempt to arrest, apprehend, or detain them. They may be considered by law enforcement to be extremely dangerous. You can either call 911 if it's an immediate sighting, or if you have information as to where law enforcement can find them, you can send us a tip at tips@fugitive.com. Email tips@fugitive.com.
Scott, what's going on Instagram?
Well, I'm keeping the stories live. We're getting a lot of action on the Instagram page now. I think a lot of people are starting to see that we cover a wide variety of stuff. So come join us. Come join the conversation. Throw in some opinions. And ask me if you think I think they're guilty or not. I
asked me. I got my opinions.
I got my opinions.
That's the thing. We're retired. We can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
No more of the management coming down on us for being too passionate.
Yeah. Alleged.
And everything that we voice is our opinion. Okay, where it's opinion.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. Wow, Thursday night, cool. All right, Scott and I are going to go out. Steve's going to stay home, and
Deborah said she accidentally hit the mad face.
Huh?
I don't know. It's okay, Deborah. We know. It's all right. You're not mad at us, right? Okay.
There you go, Deborah. Yeah, we know. Okay, that's cool. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you for watching. Janice, thank you for watching too. Appreciate it. All right, guys, we'll be back Monday at 7:00 live. And this is kind of an impromptu Thursday night. We're going to try to do more than just the Monday night, but definitely Mondays at 7. And if you have anything, we've got some other murder cases too, wanted people still out there that we're going to feature in the next upcoming weeks. Thank you so much. Check out fugitive.com. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.